welcome back. I'm sorry?
We were talking
Oh, yes.
about education. It was very interesting.
Well, I mean, I guess we could continue that for a little bit and then get back into this, or we can.
No.
It's all good. Okay.
It's not that exciting that we have to keep RPG waiting.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Well, I mean, if someone was about to graduate, that would be exciting.
I think like it started because I said that at my age, my mother already had a kid of 5 and a kid of 3 because Mark said that being track of a kid and a dog was tiring, and then she was also studying and then studies.
Well, you are a spinster. All right, so, yeah, whose turn was it?
It
I
was
think
no
we were
one's
about
turn.
to
I
cut to
interrupted
Marin.
when it was in between.
So who chose Ben? I think Elsa just.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just me. I
So
cut
are we
a bitch.
streaming again?
Yes.
Cool. So after Elsa, I guess Aaron.
Okay. I think I still have my job of keeping quiet.
Okay.
It's the logical thing to do. Not the most exciting thing, but it's the logical thing.
I mean, while keeping quiet, you can do a bunch of things. You can get to a strategic position. You can, set up a trap. There's many things you can do while keeping quiet. That would be more advantageous than letting other people do their things without responding or anticipating.
I am sure you don't want to see the traps my character would produce. First off.
Well,
Second,
I mean, you could.
might backfire horribly.
There are these men here that you could, give some kind of a boost by being you.
I could really look a bit helpless and say, "Can you please help me?"
Okay, go ahead and rapport.
That's well. I think I can use my boost here. Yeah, that should do the trick.
Sure. They're all like, yeah, we're going for it. Don't worry, man. We got this. We'll protect you from these wildlings.
Someone's been watching Game of Thrones.
That's why I used my new TS name.
Horrible. So Duke, you from the corner of your eye, you see a rustling of leaves and figures appear from the tree. Meantime, you're just holding a wagon over your head, and there's this annoying, fly that's trying to claw you. It doesn't really do anything, but it's very distracting, buzzing around you and everything. Behind you, Appaloosa and Temperance are fighting, and in the meantime, there's angry screams coming from the wagon you're holding. So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and empty the wagon.
Going to try and what?
Empty the wagon because I don't want to since I can't see inside of it. I don't want to and heard the screams. I don't want to smash someone that I haven't identified as being a combatant and a problem.
Okay. So, give me a 50.
Alrighty.
point, you can use the advantage you set up earlier.
Okay. Okay, but I can choose whether or not to do that, right? I can choose whether or not to do that, and I
Yeah, you
can hold on after the roll. Okay. Okay, so no modifier right now. No way.
Was that 4 minuses?
No, that was 3 minuses.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, this thing's too heavy.
kind of fake when you roll that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Then you can roll 4 minuses.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Since I am trying to be merciful in this and to avoid possibly hurting a bystander, I think that I am actively employing might doesn't make right.
Fair enough. You're very carefully shaking the stagecoach.
Yes. Saying, get. Okay, and let's try this again.
Okay.
Still not great.
And the old man certainly gets like up a bit on his way down, but out in front of your feet, pull an old man, or the old man, and an angrily screaming boy.
Well, he's angry, but I'll say, hey there, kid. Sorry about all the fuss, but I think you've been riding with the wrong company.
So, from your estimates, this kid is about like 5-6 years, and like when you look at it, like it looks at you when you start talking with your low, deep voice. It looks at you very interested, and but you can see that there's something wrong. Like he doesn't really seem to understand what you're saying. He's just looking at you for like the deep sound in your voice. Like he likes the sound.
Okay.
Probably high.
And look at that. Black Tom was kidnapping more kids. Okay, so that's it for me, right? I mean, even though I have this thing in hand, since I rolled to shake these guys out, that was my action, right?
I guess so. So on his turn, the big hairy fellow tries to push you aside. Let's see how physique will work. Ooh, he's rolling as well as you are. Need to beat a 2 to not be pushed aside.
Okay. Yeah, not so much.
So he basically pushes himself aside. It goes in, and then he just falls over.
Nice.
Appaloosa.
So yeah, I turn to the bleeding Temperance and say, we ask y'all to surrender without a fight. I don't want to hurt you any further.
She replies with like fire in her eyes. not hurting us any further. Is that what you call what you humans do?
Alright, I'm gonna sword her. I'm not very good with this word thing.
Heart's in the right place, though.
Yeah. 4.
Nope. She fire still in her eyes, like she catches your
That
sword
ain't
with
surrendering.
her little pistol.
Sparks
And
fly.
She pulls out a dagger from her the back of her pants, and Bill rolls bad. You need to beat a 0 if you want to avoid her dagger.
Okay. Is that on fight to defend as well?
No, not necessarily. Athletics, I think, is the most likely one.
They're the
And you
same.
can use fight as well if you want to parry it with your own.
I will dodge.
Okay, cool. You dodge out of the way. No problem. That's air.
Knives are not meant for air.
At that moment, a group of 5 or so gentlemen run from amongst the trees, and leading them is Mr. Jack Hill, who you recognize from your shop, and he says, "There they are, kill them!" And
The meat shields have arrived.
Who are they trying to kill? Us?
they're just heading for the folk.
Okay.
Two of them jump on the big guy, and 3 of them are heading for the old man and the kid.
Probably won't do any good, especially since it's out of turn and I'm not actually rolling for anything. But I will say, not the kid.
So I have to check something. There's a weird noise.
So, Jack replies and says, "You gotta root them out when they're young, else they grow roots, and then you'll never get them out."
I'll root you out. I don't really like that guy.
Oh yeah.
I fixed it.
Immediately, Temperance and the like everybody, like Black Tom, Temperance, all the other people, they just just form like a circle around the kid. Yeah, everybody's like, the humans are fighting with the folk, and Temperance is like badly bleeding from multiple wounds. The old man is shouting at them, and some of the humans, like they're bleeding from their eardrums, and it's a mess. Nobody's really trying to fight you right now. So what do you guys do?
Kill them all. Not really. We've got our target in our sights. I defer to Duke.
Oh, shit. Well, okay. So I really want to de-escalate this whole thing. But I kind of want to, lay out or kill Black Tom first.
So the way things are looking, the folk are probably going to win, but that will be mainly thanks to the old man and the strong hairy guy, because they're doing all the work. Like Temperance and Black Tom are like fighting fiercely. It looks like Temperance is probably going to be the first to fall. Black Tom is certainly also in danger. But eventually, it looks like they will beat the humans with severe losses on the side. And
Okay.
you know, the kid is like standing in the middle of the fray, like, you know, just not knowing what's going on. And
Okay. So, my call, I guess tactically what we need to do is,
Duke, you reckon that kid's our target?
I do.
So I think
The old man, I hate to wallop on him, but he's dangerous. Best deal with him, and then we'll defend the kid.
I nod sharply and then I whistle for my horse. I don't have the special feat that means that he'll automatically come when I call, but yeah, basically he's not very far away, so it's not like a magic thing.
He'll come.
So I can mount up and just like ride through them. My goal is to just pick up the kid and put him on the horse and get out of the middle of that group.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a drive.
Okay. It would be ride.
Ride. You're right.
Yeah.
Ride.
Yeah.
But is that skill reskinned? It is the same skill reskinned.
Basically.
Yeah.
Can I roll craft instead, since really my horse is just doing it for me?
Sure.
I can. Okay.
Maybe you've crafted leg protection in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Or not in the meantime, beforehand.
Yeah.
So, let's see. A great rider. Could they run into the fight and... You know what? I'll let you succeed at a cost.
I'll take it. I'm willing to take it. As long as the kid gets out okay, I'm alright taking physical damage to myself or to Bozo.
Yeah, I like that. Damage to Bozo. So what happens is, you ride into the fray, and you see like the old man, like, you know, one hand he's holding a gun, shooting at the humans, and the other, like, he's like holding the kid, like trying to keep it from harm's way. And as you ride by, he kind of lifts up the kid and he says, almost like begging, like, don't hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
And just you grab the kid and put him on your horse, and like at that moment, like somebody sticks a weapon into your direction, but it misses you, but it gets stuck into Bozo. And like Bozo kind of like goes down like dramatically as you like jump off the last bit to
Awesome.
safety out of the fight.
Yeah, and I'll keep the kid to the side, protect him for now. I'd retracted my arm blade, obviously, while I'm riding, so that I wasn't. I'm like, here, let me get your. Oh, I stabbed him. So sorry.
That would have happened if you rolled 4 minuses. Then you forgot to. That.
4 minuses. Well, you forgot to put away your arm blade, and you decapitated the kid.
Well, that's one way to resolve this.
Right? All right, cool.
Okay, so who's next?
I think it's
Marin
me.
hasn't been doing anything for a while.
Yes, and from what I see, is there a possibility to get Temperance out of there before she dies?
So, Marin is not Marin's. Temperance. You're trying to get Temperance out.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sure, you can give her a hand if you want.
I just want to get her out. I don't want to aid her in the fight. She's
well,
probably...
one way to get her out without getting her hurt is like killing the people who are attacking her, but if you just like pull her aside, then they'll probably follow.
But they're probably attacked by the people that I have a little bit of magic on because I rolled a 7 on the rapport roll before, so I think they're gonna be fine with that.
Okay.
I mean,
So what do? You just run in there and be like, "I'll take care of her," or
I need to. Whoop.
okay, sure. Give me a rapport roll, and you can use the advantage. Like, let's say you created an advantage earlier.
Alright. Advantage is +1 or 2?
+2.
Okay. So it should be this.
Ooh.
Alright.
No problem.
Wow.
They just
Bam.
they turn to the big guy and they just all attack him, and like they're just like two of them are attacking the old man and Black Tom, and like three of them are on the big guy, and they're just like standing around him, like using their numbers advantage, attacking him from multiple sides.
Mhm.
In the meantime, the old man kills the fellow who was attacking him and turns to give Black Tom a hand.
Okay.
So, what are you up to?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll turn to the old man and I'll say, I hate to do this, but this is just the way things have worked out. I've hoped you've had a long and happy life before this, and I'm gonna hit him with the wagon. With all sorts of stuff piled in. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just throw in all the modifiers that I can apply, rather than like choosing whether or not to apply them later.
I'll do his roll publicly, I think.
Okay. So there's the.
He'll use a fate point to bump that up to a 5.
Okay. So I'll use the boost from absorbing an attack. Then there's the and let me know if any of this doesn't apply. The boost from absorbing an attack, the advantage from picking up the wagon in the first place, an extra +2 from pick up some real estate, which is a +2 effect when creating an advantage, to use by picking something up. Yeah. And it's physique because I'm hitting like a locomotive, and I reckon we're doing this the hard way.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's 6. It's a modifier on top of the roll of 8. Here we go. Oh wait, does that and did I include weapon in that? 2 and 4 is 6. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Okay, so 12 minus 5 is 7. And I already took some hits. That's
pretty good.
Before. So you're giving him a moderate consequence.
Okay.
To 1/6 with his stress. So crushed by a wagon seems like a good moderate consequence.
He's moderately crushed.
Yes. So he's very like beat up and whatnot. But miraculously, he's still alive.
Mm. Didn't reckon on that. So
Yeah, being able to split damage really keeps everybody alive longer, but I think it's still nice because it means you can't really get one shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Appaloosa.
Appaloosa? Yeah.
Yeah, you've come out of the fray with the kid, and Marin just freed Temperance, who immediately rushes over to you and says, "What are you going to do with him?"
I didn't say I would let her rush. I pulled her and I thought she was severely hurt. So
she's very severely hurt.
She's not
limping.
going anywhere. I'm taking her with me.
Well, she's trying to limp towards Appaloosa.
Yeah.
So,
for her,
yeah,
but I'm still taking her with me.
I think she's probably kind of slow, so by the time she gets up, she's gonna hear what I'm saying to the kid. That might change like what her reaction is. Basically, I'm kneeling with the kid turned away, his back to the fight. No, my back to the fight to protect him, but kneeling and like spreading my coat out to kind of block his view so he doesn't have to see that. And I'm like looking him in the eye, and I say, we need to take you somewhere safe. It ain't safe out here in the wilds. I'm so sorry for what you've been through.
So he's rocking from side to side a little, and making soft like moaning sounds. Other than that, he doesn't give any like clue that he's heard you or aware that you're there.
Yeah, and so like I'm gonna just stay there and like be near him, and basically make sure nobody comes up on us in the fight, but also that he doesn't run away or anything.
Okay, so after Temperance hears that, she just allows Marin to lead her away. Where are you leading for Marin?
Just behind a tree, like always, just out of sight.
As soon as you have her like outside of like the fight and in the trees, like just like crashes down to the ground, and she's severely wounded. She's bleeding and winded as well. In the meantime, the old gentleman Duke says to you, "If I surrender, will you let the kid live?"
Absolutely.
Okay, I surrender, and he holds up his arm and or his hands to signal his surrender. And at that point, Jack Hill looks at him, draws his gun at the old man standing there.
Jack, you do that, you're a dead man.
He hesitates for a moment, and he shoots. Are you going to try and physically stop him?
Yeah, can I get in the way?
You can certainly. Or just get close enough for your fields to, just absorb it.
I'll step in the way of the shot.
Take shot for this old man.
No.
Oh well, Jack Hill shoot. don't think he's right. He's good. Ooh, okay. So he shoots at you for a 5.
Okay.
Epic shot.
Yeah.
Not an epic, fantastic shot.
Okay. Since I am trying to get in the way, can I still roll athletics, or do I just?
I didn't imagine you roll athletics to.
Yeah. I mean, do I roll anything defensively, or do I just eat the 5?
You should be able to roll something defensively, but not athletics, because athletics, I think, is to get out of the way.
Okay. Physique?
Maybe, or will or something?
Okay. Whichever you think is more appropriate.
I imagine that, like, will is more appropriate since you're using your force field.
Okay.
And I imagine you stare at that with your will, so you're just concentrating really hard on the bullet and telling it to stop.
Okay.
Stops. Immediately, no problem. The bullet just crashes in on itself when it gets into range of yourself, and Orag glows for a moment.
All right. Well, I know what I want to do next, but
I guess first Aaron's turn to do something.
Yes. And I'm being as clear as possible. If you want me to help you, you have to exactly tell me what is going on here. In detail.
She sighs and says, "What do you want to?"
I haven't heard the last word.
What do you want to know?
What is up with the kid? Why are you protecting this kid with your life? Why is he not responding to anything? What is this all about?
Like she's like just overwhelmed by your barrage of questions, and she says, "Kid is not right in the head." As an answer to one of your questions.
And why is he so important?
Because he's so strong.
So you want to recruit him as a weapon?
He's the one that can free the folk from the human oppression.
So what you want to tell me is you're trying to harness the kid's powers to beat the humans.
I guess you could say it like that. That's a very crude way of saying it, though.
How would you put it?
Kid will help free us, I guess.
Well, that sounds so nice, doesn't it? Well, I think I can trust that you won't move.
She tries to lift her arm, and it doesn't move more than a few centimeters, and she says, "I guess."
I'll put a little bit of glow for my Actually, we never really made that clear how we did it because of clothes, because that's a bit strange for my character. But I just take a bit of her clothes, so we don't have to answer this question now, and make a bit.
We don't have to figure out how clothes work.
to make her blood loss a little less.
You bandage her.
Yes.
Give me a law roll. Will you are bandaging people? That you're good. So you stop her wounds from bleeding with a good bandage that you burn from her clothes, and she smiles weakly at you as a thanks.
So,
wow, not only was I saved by this very attractive individual, also, he bandaged me. Isn't that sweet?
Superhero, Marin.
even beat her before. Well, alright. I will try to take care of things.
By the way, feel free to say oh, can I do something now or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be like a round circle, turn by turn. Like, the reason I'm doing that mostly is just because I don't want to make anybody wait too long.
Well, I have an idea of what I want to do, but we need to take care of these other humans and be officially out of combat, because it's going to take some time.
Go ahead and take care of the other humans then.
Yeah. That's kind of on Duke, I think. I'm busy trying to comfort the kid.
Okay.
Actually, can I pull out a small clockwork toy from one of my pockets that I just happen to have?
Of course.
And give it to him as a comfort, and then be able to roll crafts in place of empathy?
Sure.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, totally. You pull out this beautifully created clockwork animal, and all the whirring of the clockwork, and just delights the little boy, and he's still rocking from side to side, but he's humming now, and just seems to have forgotten all about the world except for this little clockwork creature.
Peacock, like a peacock that you can make its tail fan and unfan.
Cool. Yeah, and he's totally enjoying himself, the little clockwork peacock.
Awesome.
Okay.
That was
and I'm gonna sort of address Jack's friends and say, all right, so the folk here are under arrest. Jack's under arrest. The rest of y'all, you can get a reward for having helped out, or you can fall on the wrong side of the law. And I'll look significantly down on my warden star. How do you want it? And I'll make. Okay. Well, I was trying to. I was trying to steer that towards rapport rather than provoke, but maybe that's provoke.
You know what? You can use your rapport to set up an advantage for that.
Okay. Okay, so rapport. All right, and provoke.
Not very convincing.
Okay, well, that's within.
Jack just says, keep going.
Well, okay, I know. Yeah, I know how Jack's going to be. On that provoke roll, so I am going to use the advantage. And whoops.
Oh, you didn't use it.
And if it needs more than just the advantage,
Jack is going to roll against you. Imagine he has an advantage as well from having talked to these men before.
Yeah. But is he a cool-headed negotiator like Duke? Okay.
They look at their fallen comrade and they look like they kind of stop doing something and they look questionably at Jack, and the big guy looks questionably at the old man, and the old man just makes a gesture, and the big guy stands down, and Jack is still trying to tell them to fight, but they're not that convinced anymore right now.
Well,
Okay.
I can still run in and shout, "No, stop this madness! We can't do this!
Sure.
Take them as prisoners and leave them be!"
Okay, go ahead and report them.
The Duke will take good care of these. Let's take a good word here. Culprits.
Nice.
Go ahead. Give me a report. Sweet. Okay.
Okay.
So seductive Marin comes in and tells them, lay down your weapons. It's okay. We'll let the long arm of the law do their work, and they nod and they head over to their fallen comrade. Pull together what's left of him for burial.
This situation is so interesting now. What would Marin do? She could be a kind of double agent by now.
Good.
Kelson, do you want to do anything before I round on Jack?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm totally fine with that.
So I'll get in Jack's face and say, so are you coming quietly, or is this gonna be real hard on you?
He says, no, Warden, there's no need for trouble. Surely there must be a misunderstanding. I was shooting at Black Tom, who was about to attack you from behind.
All right. We can work this out in town. How's that sound?
Certainly.
Okay. I am gonna. We have handcuffs, right? I am gonna cuff him because I can throw him a lot farther than I trust him.
That's reasonable and fair.
I don't know. Is that entirely necessary?
Yep.
It is, but it could be a whole lot worse.
Guys, surely we only came to help you.
That will be taken into account. I did say you're a dead man before you fired at somebody who was surrendering, but really, it's out of my hands. I'm sure I guess it's just the judge will take your help into account, and justice will be done.
Is anybody paying attention to Black Tom?
My concentration is on the kid, keeping him safe, making sure that he's happy, and so I would pay attention to Black Tom if he was coming after the kid or me. I have danger sense, so even I can roll notice to notice something, even if they have total concealment, darkness, or other sensory impairment in a situation where someone or something intends to harm me. But other than that, I don't think so.
Yeah, and I would love to, but there's a lot going on, so if I missed him like slipping off or something, it wouldn't be too surprising. I'll attempt to notice.
Okay, how about you, Marin?
So, let's see about the notice.
I imagine you'd be at disadvantage for talking to her.
Yes.
But Marin would.
What kind of disadvantage?
You wouldn't be Marin. Duke would be.
Oh.
Okay, and I'll go ahead and... Should I modify mine, or just roll it and you'll...
You can modify it by -2, or just roll it and then we'll modify it afterwards.
Okay. Okay, so I'm applying the -2. It is unlikely to be positive. Whoa! Holy crap!
No problem.
Nice. Very nice.
With 3 pluses, sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, like both you, Marin, and Duke, you notice like Black Tom trying to very stealthily sneak off. Well, not that stealthy, averagely stealthy. Sneak off.
I think... Well, okay, is there something other than the... is there like a big rock I can pick up rather than the whole carriage again?
Sure, I imagine there'd be rocks on the road or near it.
Okay. So I'll yeah.
Well, I would think I would try to immobilize him by shooting
Sure.
his face. His face with foot. I would certainly immobilize him.
Immobilizing by shooting.
Yeah, I mean, we have sort of de-escalated the situation, so it might be best to just like draw a bead on him rather than actually shooting here. But it's your character; you can do what you want, of course.
I think he's just too fast if he's trying to really run away. That's the problem. I'm not sure how dangerous this Black Tom is actually. So, and actually, I'm only shooting at something non-vital. So,
Well, you could shoot at the ground near his feet if you want to just like have a warning shot or something.
yeah, I was thinking about that, but then, yeah, I think I just do that, like between his legs, something like that.
Okay. Well, the moment you shoot, he's like, okay, I'm staying.
I'm sorry, I missed. Next one might not.
He's standing very still.
So yeah, let's cuff him, gag him, because yeah, and yeah, I mean we'll. So can we kind of take control of the situation without like doing more violence?
Without doing more violence, you can take control of the situation.
Awesome. So, this will be in character. Hold on a second.
All right.
So, Duke, how badly did you rough up that cot?
Afraid I might have damaged it more than a little.
So you look at the cart, and like the wood on the outside has definitely splintered and whatnot, but you can see that under it there is a carcass of blue steel.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
The whole cart is reinforced. Even if you closely look, like the place where there's like normally windows just has a wire frame of blue steel.
Well, I reckon I can fix this up.
Yeah. Oh, so I guess the actual answer to whether I damaged the cart is not nearly as much as I would have thought.
So yeah, I think that I'm gonna get to work fixing the cart and fixing Bozo so that we can get back into town, or that we can take the cart to get back with the kid and everything. Right, should I roll crafts to repair the wheel and such?
Yeah, sure. And in the meantime,
Looks like Marin's doing something.
the old gentleman says you might want to put the kid inside the coach. He hasn't been unstable for a while, but I wouldn't want to risk it.
Well, it's a good idea. We'll get him and his peacock into the coach. I'll get Duke to hold up the coach while I put the wheel back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You fix the cart up. It's running smoothly. Probably made a few improvements while you were at it.
If I succeeded with style, I absolutely made an improvement while I was at it.
Sure. Style.
Awesome. Immediately give a new aspect about the improvements that I made. Extra smooth ride, like fixed up the shocks on it so that they're like just super good, and we can travel with this coach over without a road and like have it be just like perfectly smooth. It's great.
Awesome.
Love it.
Sweet.
Dreadful good job, Appaloosa.
Do you guys just want to narrate like the following events, rather than like roll them out or play them out?
That's fine.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Actually,
Okay, so-
I still do have plans.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
So basically, my idea is I was thinking about getting rid of Temperance at first, but then I thought, no, why should I do that? I can leave her here and then take her with me and be the savior and then get all the information I want out of her and then her obedience because I do stuff.
Sure. Give me a rapport with advantage. We'll assume that it was an overtime thing, but
With an
just
advantage.
make one roll for it.
With an advantage, even.
Yeah. I mean, you've saved her, and you're this super handsome.
Oh God. This is reverse fiant, or am I right? This is like not the way with pain, but the other way around.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Yeah, sure. What do you want to know? Just ask me. I'll tell you anything.
What are the powers of this kid?
This kid has a power like similar to like a nuclear weapon. It's just pure destruction. But he can't really control it himself because he's mentally disabled. What's really going on, but I doubt that she would even be aware of this, but you might figure it out from her information based on your prior knowledge, is that basically back in the day there was this split of magic where like thousands of years ago, maybe longer, where magic split into a greedy and a peaceful style of magic. Something we played out in the
The microscope game.
microscope game that we did for this. And basically these two splits magics are kind of unified in this kid. And it's just too much for his mind to take it, because you've got these two giant magical powers fighting each other, and one magical power just wants to use like the distraction to just free the folk from the oppression of the humans, and then the other is trying to keep the peace and do things the right way, or as how it sees the right way, the lower way, I guess.
So, are they actually planning on using him as a weapon?
They were definitely planning on using him as a weapon, especially the old man. And the old man, like when you guys bring him back, like everybody is very excited with your catch, because this old man is Fair Lord, and the Fair Lord is the head of the Crimson Council, and he's been plotting against humans for a long time.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, I won't know that yet when I interrogate her, so... But she probably
but
will
she'll
tell
tell
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll tell you.
She's spilling the beans.
So...
Oh, you know about the Crimson Council, and you might have heard about the Fair Lord before. Like, he's that famous.
Okay, would she be fine with just killing off that many humans?
She herself was kind of stubborn about it, actually. She wasn't sure, like, her grievances against the humans were not as strong as those of everybody else. She felt discriminated in Lake Town, but she didn't really, hate the humans the way the others did, so she kind of went with it on a whim, but she was still doubting about it. If it really came to, let's just randomly wipe out a village, she might have protested at some point.
So that might actually give me really the possibility to install her as my agent in this part of the folk.
Turns
which
out
would
Marin
be
is out for
advantageous
Marin.
and would feed me more information. I mean, I got the information from the humans, from the one general. Now I got these informations, and I really might consider thinking about doing something with the kid, but that's another
Marin for Emperor.
I just tell her if she's also for a world where everybody can freely live, and the way with the least bloodshed.
I mean, she wouldn't be against that. As long as it involves taking action. She's too impatient to nice and spend, tens of years, like, doing nothing and talking to people and things like that. She wants to make stuff happen.
If you just get the information we need, like how we could actually try to control the powers of the kid.
They don't know that. They are moving the kid because they're going to do research on how to call upon this power and how to channel it. They don't know yet how to control it. The kid emits very little power. Occasionally there have been power spikes, but it's a very rare thing. He doesn't really see power, and it doesn't really seem to come out. There was this one instance, like a couple of years ago, where the kid killed a few of the folk and a few animals, but
how do they know that he has this power then?
Other people of the folk know, because it's their power to know what power people have.
So,
yeah, I mean, I think Duke will be pushing for bringing the kid well inside the Queen's territory, but not like in a town, and making sure that He's got like everything he needs. People like attending to him, but also, if the powers that be are okay with it, also making sure that there's some contact with the folk who like folk who are known to not be like full-on enemies, who could also help care for him and would be like, if not familiar faces, then friendly ones.
Yeah, and I think that Appaloosa would want to make sure that he's getting, that he's not going to be turned into a weapon for the humans either.
Yeah.
And
That's what I was trying to convince Temperance now of, that neither the Queen nor the Crimson Council should have this kind of weapon, and that maybe we should lay low until we have a way to find a peaceful solution for everybody, and that's why I need information on this side as well. So I would be appreciative if Temperance could take care of that. I already get information from the human side because, well, I think I am a warden and I got connections.
So, how naive is Duke?
How naive is Duke?
I didn't say it to Duke and Appaloosa. I did say it to them.
Yeah, but I know, but I'm asking Duke how naive he is.
It is certainly possible to fool him. Like he tends to see the best in people, but he's.
Can you imagine that anybody, any human in power would say, okay, this nuclear weapon, yeah, sure, let's just let him be and not use power? Would he be naive to that extent?
Well.
Appaloosa definitely is.
I'm also picking up on Appaloosa.
I mean, literally naive is one of my traits. One of my aspects.
I think that Duke would know that officialdom would probably try to use the kid, and like whatever like political influence he can throw to try and prevent that, he would, but he's still going to do things by the book.
Okay, I imagine that wardens would have a lot of influence over common people, but when it comes to the big decision, it's still the Queen or the wardens that are giving you their instructions. Like, they're the ones who call the shots, and you can say something and they'll listen to you, and then they'll do what they want anyway.
Fair enough. Like if Marion can figure out some sneaky way of preventing that from happening, Duke won't exactly like conspire in a plan along those lines, but if it looks like her solution is one that is not going to is not going to produce like a very dangerous situation for one side or the other, then he might just if he doesn't actually look the other way, then he won't go out. He certainly won't go out of his way to like investigate and be a problem.
So probably the safest thing you can do if you want to give the kid a decent life is, it will never be good, I imagine, because the main problem is that with his power, you have to keep him into in a cage of blue steel if you want to avoid any eruptions until you know how to suppress or harness his power. Like there needs to be a blue steel wire frame, I guess, around him to keep his power contained. So
I will take care of it.
Can I make him a blue steel mecha suit that he can just live in all the time?
good, you totally could. I mean, you have enough blue steel in the stagecoach, right?
Yeah. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But
Give him power armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you
the old
look at
give me a second. The old lady in the village, the Lady Illuin, she seemed to be fairly for going with a peaceful solution. If you remember from your conversation with her earlier, she's probably one of the folk that you can trust not to want to use him as a weapon, and she might know a safe place to bring him under. You would be going like squarely outside of the law, though. You would, you'd basically be giving him back to the folk, but then to the right kind of folk.
So I have one question. The folk that are with Duke and Appaloosa, tell them what's about this kid? Because actually I was not that keen on sharing that information necessarily.
So they know, like, they don't know the details, of course, but they know that the kid needs to stay inside Blue Steel because the Fair Lord had said so. They know from their assignment that the kid has a lot of power, and they can see themselves that the kid is mentally handicapped. So they wouldn't know these details, like there's a struggle of like magic going on inside this kid, and they wouldn't know how much control the kid has over his power and things like that, except that the Fair Lord said that he occasionally has like power eruptions. So they wouldn't know the details like you do if you don't tell them, but they would know a lot of the vague story, I guess. The rough everything.
So would Duke and Appaloosa be naive enough to think that I know a place where I can bring this boy to take care of him?
Depends when you can kiss them.
I am pretty sure I can.
I'm pretty sure we can. Well, I don't know about Duke, but
Duke had a crush on.
Yeah.
On Duke, I have the +2 modifiers, so I'm not sure about.
I'm pretty sure that you can tag.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
Okay.
And
So,
that'd be defending with empathy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Alright.
there's a very good chance
Can I
that.
gain a faith by having you self-compel naively optimistic and just be like, yep, that's a great idea.
Sure. And Duke, you need to defend against a 3 because
Okay.
Aaron's holding you.
Nope.
So yeah, they totally believe you. They're like, yeah, good idea, let's go there. Or what is it exactly that you guys say?
I just tell them I take the boy and take him with me so nobody else knows.
Well, that's a good idea, Myron. I don't think we need to have this boy living the kind of life that the Queen would want him to live.
I think so.
Well.
Inhuman or Infulcan or well, how would you call it?
You can say inhuman. To a human, at least.
Infulcan sounds cool as well, but.
What do you respond
Well,
to?
I do think that the Queen needs to know the skinny. but I do trust you. So you take care of the situation. I'll report back.
This one time there's no rigs like that. This is this week where American plots or anything. It's unfortunate.
Fine.
Boo, where do you take the boy?
I guess the village where I was raised should be deserted, so might be a good idea.
Sure. You can put it on the map if you want.
Wait. Okay, I have to. Guess it would be maybe around here. Oh, that's a bad color for that.
Okay. You ride for a couple of days. I assume you made the kid the suit beforehand, Appaloosa?
Yes. I made him suit power armor. Basically, that way he can be in a cage and not be in a cage at the same time.
Yeah, cool.
And make it as cool as the kid wants it to be.
I'll give all of you a last chance to narrate something that happened afterwards. All of you. So let's start with Marin.
Oh, well, I think I should not just narrate that because I hope if we play it at some point that we can maybe use this as a point where we can start over again. So I'm just trying to find a way to harness their power. Using my power may be included, which sounds weird, but whatever. And I'll just keep on in touch with the people in Cobalt and Temperance to get information that I might need and try to find a way to get this under control without having it to hand over to someone that's just right to go on a rampage with it. Which would not be good, in my opinion.
What happens on your end?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
So, I think that we'd see a scene where Duke is like in court at Cobalt, and the reception is sort of mixed. Like there's definitely some problems early on with the train, and this isn't exactly the situation that they were looking for, but it wasn't a total disaster. And I think that Duke sort of in presenting what's happened and laying out, and he does actually say that Warden Marin has taken custody of the child, and we should all be safe. The situation is handled, and yes, there are still tensions with the folk, but the head of the Crimson Council is in custody, and there is a peaceful path forward. We can just continue to engage, and both their people and ours can prosper. And he says this sort of both reporting to the Queen and sort of playing to the crowd at court. Hopefully making points and being all true blue paragon.
Appaloosa? What,
I think we see a somewhat similar scene, except instead of like at court talking to the Queen and telling it to all the nobles, you've got Appaloosa sitting like at a farmhouse having tea with her mother, explaining a little bit about the adventures. And that resolves my belief of I need to make Mama proud at like a persona point. No, wait, sorry.
Burning wheel.
So yeah, it's I think probably her mom is less naive than she is, and like you get like the final scene is that she's telling about how Marin has taken the custody of the boy, and that she made him this suit of power armor out of blue steel and everything. There's like just like that pursed lips of do you realize what you've done? Kind of look as like we cut away.
Well, I mean, that's what all mentally challenged powerhouse children need is power armor. It'll be great.
Right.
that is the end of WildBlue.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I hope the final revelation wasn't too much of a letdown.
No, it's
That's
alright.
cool. And I liked how that the twist that it was that it was this kid rather than say the old man, like let there be this non-violent resolution, which I think is a lot more satisfying, really.
Yeah, I was wondering if I was going overboard a bit too much by, clearly calling him the old man every time when you said Brendan.
It worked out well. It was good.
Yeah, it may have been a clue, but
I imagine. But I couldn't really call him Brandon. I wasn't sure. Maybe I should have said he. Maybe that would have been the best one. Not sure.
But I mean, it totally made sense for there to be like a scream from inside the wagon, and that was plenty of clue that there's more at play than may have at first met the eye. So, shall we take another short break, and then when we come back, we'll start doing world building and prep for Blades in the Dark?
Yeah, then we can switch to the other game as well, and you can set up stuff if necessary.
Cool. All right. So we will be back in maybe about 5 minutes. Maybe let's call it more like 7. I'm gonna reset up a couple of things, and I'm actually going to restart the stream so that I can both rename it and have it as a separate recording. But thanks, everyone. We'll be back shortly.